criminals. And thuggery increases, as it does in our case. This is very typical of the run-up to a dictatorship. And my suspicion is that these people, once the New World Order executes their plan and comes out of the closet, these will be the local enforcers. And so they have created the organization, and they are using us mainly for practice. But
so this
when these New World Order people, or shadow government, whatever you want to call them, when they make the decision to come out in the open, these are going to be your local commissars. These are the people who are going to watch over you and make sure you stay in line, and they have the tools to do it very well.
Now, either you are one of the most obsessed people with the subject, or you are one of the front runners. Now, there is an article, the Bureau of Justice Statistics Special Report, that says National Crime Victimization Survey, Stalking Victimization in the United States. Now, this is unwanted. This is like making unwanted phone calls, sending unsolicited or unwarranted letters or emails, following or spying on the victim. This is a little bit different than the actual electronic stalking of a person. But you're saying that they do have the equipment, they can do it if they choose to, and you mentioned earlier people that had implants removed. What kind of forensic work was done to investigate the type of chips or implants that they had?
Well, the two people are Robert Naslund from Sweden and David Larson from Arizona. And Dave Larson is a ham radio operator, and he developed an infection from his, so the doctors had to remove it. And I think there was actually more than one in his case, and he photographed them up close and presents a very good analysis of those implants, and it's on the raven1.net site, which is a site which is more of an archive for information. It's a much larger site. And if people go to raven1.net and type in /LRR, that's Lima Romeo Romeo .pdf, you'll see David Larson's full report. And being a technical person, he's really done a bang-up job. Now, Robert Naslund, we don't have that much, except he did manage to have it removed in California, or I'm sorry, he found a doctor in Greece, and I think his final surgery was in California. He no longer communicates with us. He's on to other things now. But both of these people report that a lot of their symptoms stopped when they got the implants out.
Now, you mentioned Lima Romeo Romeo, the military alphabet. Are you former military yourself?
Yes.
Now, does this have something to do with your thinking that you might have some type of military involvement with your stalking?
Absolutely not. I left the military in 1969, and my stalking didn't start till 1980. And I was a very ordinary engineer at a U.S. Navy base, which did research into aircraft launching and arresting devices. It wasn't even classified work.
Okay, when we get back from this 3-minute break, we're going to ask if you have a question or comment, if you believe that you're being stalked, if you have evidence of stalking, give us a call at 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. Back in 3. Stay tuned.
The GCN Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Power Hour, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your dollars and voting with your dollars at the Power Mall, thepowermall.com. If you haven't started taking your psyllium whole husk and your molasses, let me encourage you to do that. It is an interesting experience. I think you're going to find it very unique, and probably it's going to make you feel better. In fact, Josh, you said you started trying it.
The Metacleanse.
You use the Metacleanse.
Yeah. Well, I just thought I'd try it. So
It's already put together, and you don't have to combine all the stuff together with the sodium, with the bentonite clay and the flaxseed and the psyllium. But a lot of us are just doing just the psyllium whole husk and the molasses together, and we now have organic molasses at the Power Hour. So you can get it by calling 877-817-9829, 877-817-9829. And also make sure you got your sprouts ready to go, your sprout seed, because it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how bad or how soon, but it's coming. And I do hope you have a sprout seed so you can have something nutritional for your family to eat, along with the raw foods that we've got at the Power Hour, the raw cashews. You can plant them. And in fact, we had raw peanuts this year, didn't we, Josh?
Yes. Quite the crop.
Weren't they delicious?
They were delicious.
Yeah. Denny planted raw peanuts, and we had delicious raw peanuts this year. Never grown them before. They were really outstanding. So we've got raw peanuts at the Power Hour. They're called, what are they called? Something peanuts. Forget the name of them right now. We've got raw cashews, raw almonds, raw pistachios, of course the Incan berries. Lots of raw foods that you can enjoy at the Power Hour. Call 877-817-9829. And if you have not gotten your Sun Air furnace, I bet you're about ready for it, aren't you? You tired of being cold in the mornings? Tired of getting up and having to wait forever till the house warms up? Well, you can get a Sun Air furnace, and it will be on before you're up. That's right, because it's got a five different areas that you can control the temperature, 5 different times of the day. If you want it to come on at 5 a.m., if you want it to go off at 7 a.m. when you leave the house, or whatever you want to do, back on at 4 p.m. before you get home, whatever you want to do, you can use the thermostat that is just very unique for the Sun Air furnace, and it's on special for $699. Now, please don't buy the Brand X knockoff from some country that doesn't speak the language we speak. And the reason I say that is because I think you're going to be sorry. We've had so many people that are so sorry they bought it because they didn't want to spend the extra $100 or $200, and now they can't get it fixed, and it's not going to work for them, and it was a waste of money. Also, the hanging food pantry, it's still $59.95. Or it is now anyway, now that I've mentioned that, plus $12 shipping and handling. The hanging food pantry, that is awesome, especially if you have a wood stove or a warm area you can put it over. I mean, it'll work without it. You don't even have to heat your house. Just put it up, hang it up in your house, and you're going to have dried food. It'll just take a little bit longer for it to dry, that's all. Call 877-817-9829 or go to thepowermall.com. We're talking about electronic stalking. Do you believe it? Does it exist? I don't know. Our guest today has been studying it for 30 years. She's an engineer by trade, by profession, and she believes that it exists. Well, we're going to talk more about it, but let me go to a couple of phone calls first of all. We opened up the phone lines, and I want to go to Laura in Indiana. Laura, what's your opinion? What do you know about electronic stalking? Welcome to the Power Hour today.
First of all, I'm going to be real up front. That's not my name. I didn't want to use my name.
Okay.
I have had a problem ever since 1996, and that's when I went to the first medical training corps held by the Mark Quaranties people in Tennessee. And ever since then, I have had problems. And my husband actually thinks I have a screw loose, but because he does not see what I see. And it seems that only my things are stolen in the house. My things are tampered with outside, except for the other thing is that it seems like all of our vehicles come down that are held in the driveway, come down with the same problems at the same time. Like the fuel line will spray, all the fuel lines will spring leaks. All the brakes will go bad. Just all the radiators will spring leaks. Hoses will break. Things like that. All the vehicles, all of a sudden, it happens. And since we have old vehicles, my husband thinks it's coincidence. But as far as I'm concerned, it happens too often.
Okay, let me stop you right there because you sound like a very normal person. You did go to a Mark Kornke training session, which supposedly normal people don't do that. I mean, people that think really outside the cage do things like that. So that puts you in a different category, the people that think. Let me go to our guest, Eleanor White. Eleanor, now, this has got to be a difficult situation when one person in the family in a marriage believes this is happening to them and the other one thinks they're crazy. How often does this happen?
Fairly often. It is a terrible situation. It causes marriages to break up, or the target is forced to remain silent, and the only people they can talk to about it are those of us on the forums. And so, yes, it is a very difficult situation for married people.
Okay, where is there a forum for people to go to on electronic stalking?